Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to my film and TV channel. I hope you enjoy what I've got for you today, and please check out as you're watching this little links on screen as well for different things on my Facebook and Twitter, and of course my football channel as well. And please, all your comments are very welcome. Just let us know and push that subscribe button. Don't forget, please push the subscribe button. Make sure your notifications set to public as well if you want to know when these vlogs are coming out. Push that notification button as well. So anyway, please enjoy. Today we've got a movie review. We're going to have a look at a film where this was originally called Tides, but I think it's been released in many territories under the name as The Colony, which is a shame because there's lots of films called The Colony. I think Tides would have been probably a little bit better, but this is actually on at the UK cinema weekend in Friday the 27th of August 2021. So check your territory, but I think that's more or less around the world, for this little German-Swiss science fiction thriller film. Directed and written by Tim Fehlbaum. Boom bomb, an hour and 44 minutes, and it's set in the not too distant future after a global catastrophe, as they usually are. Dystopian jobby, this one, has wiped out nearly all of humanity on Earth. Blake, an elite astronaut from space colony Kepler, must make a decision that will seal the fate of the people on both planets. I think it's one of those where you don't think too deeply. If you know anything a little bit about space travel, etc., I don't think you need to think too much about it. It doesn't sort of make any sense, but don't worry about it. Just go with the flow. It's science fiction. It's not science facts. Let's be honest about it. It stars Nora Amazeda as Blake, Ian Glenn as Gibson, Sarah Sophie Busnina as Narvik, Joel Bassman as Paling, and Sebastian Roach as Father. All scores and reviews I'm going to quote you now as at 4 p.m. 26th of August UK, 4 p.m. UK time, 26th of August 2021. Right, Rotten Tomatoes, not overly impressed, but then again, there's not many critics have actually left reviews on this one, but it's only getting a 38% positivity with a 5 out of 10 rating, average rating, and that's 3 fresh reviews and 5 rotten. One of the freshies was from Wendy Ide from Screen International. She said, the impressive atmospheric second feature from Tim Fehlbaum balances hope for the future of mankind against the grim realities of a neo-colonial dystopia. And a rotten, Lena Wilson from the New York Times, The Colony has big ideas about class, colonialism, and who should inherit the earth. But in development, it sidelines its own perfectly compelling protagonist and wastes a magnetic lead performance from Anna Zedda. She does very, very well in this. Internet Movie Database, Joe Public, you and me. It's quite a lot of reviews. A lot of people have seen this. 2,523 reviews. And of that, 1,406, that's 56% of those people gave it 6 or more. So that's not too bad. A little bit better than the critics, isn't it? Just over half. The critics were about halfway. So it's sort of when I saw those reviews and scores, I had a quick look through all the user reviews, etc., and it sort of made I'll have a watch of this. It might be a little bit better than some people are saying. It might not be as good as what other people are saying. So my little thoughts on this one. Tide, let's call it Tides. As I said, I didn't have high hopes. I did have some hope though, say based on those reviews. The best part I think of the movie was some pretty good acting, especially from the lead lady that's already been mentioned there, and some good futuristic sets, although they did look pretty good, although it's fairly foggy, certainly externally all the time on the planet. Mud flats, a bit like, I think it was shot in Germany, the northern German mud flats or something like that. It was shot in Germany, but obviously looks of sort of Morecambe Bay and stuff like this with the tide out and all this sort of thing. As far as the UK, it had that sort of feel to it. So obviously a lot of the sets look good, big old boats and stuff like that, but I said they're all shrouded in fog and mist, but which is possibly would have been a fairly low budget, I'd imagine. I don't think you had a massive budget for this. I think that's fair enough. It did create some sort of atmosphere and looked okay. They just about got away with it, to be honest with you. So it's quite a clever use of fog and mist, etc. The plot, if you just read the plot, is quite interesting. Nothing special with we've sort of had similar things before. But somehow the plot sort of got lost in the telling. The telling of the story wasn't great. It wasn't clever. It wasn't overly interesting. There was enough obviously in the script to actually give us a little bit more, but it never sort of got going. And it was also a pretty weak climax to my eyes as well. It did build to a climax, but it's just you could see lots of other different sci-fi movies in this, ranging from the big guys like Waterworld and Mad Max. There's so many elements taken from those sort of films that you could see in this, but it was never obviously going to match those action sequences and drama, because obviously for the budget we're talking about. I mean, the opening 20-30 minutes set it up quite nicely, but it sort of trundled along then. The dialogue's fairly boring. There's nothing much of excitement. We get to know what's happened, and it's fairly bland. And there are action sequences, if you like, or sets where there's a bit of violence, etc. But it never really excites, so there's no real sense of jeopardy when you're watching it, unfortunately. But I think there is a good idea hidden in here, and there's little bits and pieces that I quite liked. But overall, when I've watched it, I certainly won't go back and watch it again. I found it overall, generally, probably about 60% of the film was a little bit drab and unexcited. I just wanted a little bit more oomph, which or whether word oomph, whether dialogue, or whether action oomph. I wasn't worried. I just thought a little bit more. So as far as my score's concerned, I'm not going to be much different to what these people are saying, the public and the critics. Really, I'm going to go for the splinters in the bum score that I usually put on, where wouldn't put you off watching it, because I said there was little bits in it that I quite liked, but there's more bits I didn't really get into. And even though it was an hour and 40 odd minutes, it did sort of pass by quite quickly, so that's usually not a bad sign, is it? So I'm going to give it my 5.5 out of 10. But as I say, for me, those good elements were sort of lost in the blandness of the majority of the film, or should I say perhaps just lost in the fog. I'm not too sure. Anyway, let me know what you think if you get to watch this. Thanks for watching. What we're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. To me here again on the Film and TV channel. Or perhaps have a flick across, please. Have a look at my football channel if you're into football. My Manchester City Citizen channel. That's of any interest. But if it's not, don't worry. I'll meet you back on here. And until I do, all I ever ask is just one simple thing, please. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.